Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're back on it with the Ingham family of 69. It's Chris's favourite number, obviously. Anyway, apparently Isabelle got ripped off in Pompeii, which is not nice, is it? I've got to say, it's not nice. As you'll find out later on in the show, it's not quite clear what she was ripped off with. In fact, she got a bargain, so I don't know why she's claimed that she got ripped off, when in actual fact it was her that ripping other people off. But anyway, that's another story altogether. Before we get right into the video, please take a moment to appreciate today's sponsor. For the month of October only, we have the Halloween merch line over at the merch store. The cutest raccoon ghost on the internet. If you want yours today in a line of hoodies, t-shirts, notepads, all sorts of things, go over to the merch store today. Link in the description box below. Without further ado, let's get back onto the video. Thank you.
What's up, everybody? Haven't done a start like that in a long time, so sorry if I just scared y'all half to death.
What's up, guys?
I'll pay for all your therapies, guys.
Right. Anyway, we're just waking up this morning on our last day. No, we don't go back. It's a good thing I forgot my wallet this morning, left it at the van by accident. Okay, waking up in Pompeii this morning. This is one of our last mornings in Italy. Last mornings in Italy. I don't think zebra crossings are the same in Italy as they are in everywhere else.
One of your last mornings in Italy, is that right? So it kind of strikes me that you've only just arrived. I mean, yeah, you've been there quite a while, obviously, but in the grand scheme of things, you said to us that you were going to spend more time in there than you've ever spent in any other country ever, and you were going to do so many things, when in actual fact, it feels like you haven't done anything at all. If we can just cast our minds back to what you said at the very start of this Italian adventure.
So I think I mentioned this yesterday, but I think this part of the trip is going to be the longest. Like, I think we're going to spend the longest in this country than we will any other.
There's a lot of driving to do, that's why. In here, like in this country.
There is a lot of driving, but a lot of exploring. It's not like there's a lot of driving to get to where we're going.
I just mean like, we're doing the whole of it, so there's a lot of driving.
So yeah, we are in Italy, and the plan, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say this, but I don't see why not. The plan is to drive the whole of Italy.
Yeah.
So we want to properly explore Italy. So we're planning on driving the full length of the, I always have to think about before I say it, the west coast. Anyway, we're driving all the way down to the bottom. We're going over to Sicily, which I can't wait for.
Sicily, I'm really excited for.
Yeah, me too. Obviously there's going to be stops along the way, and then we're driving back up the east coast.
Yeah.
So we're doing the whole of Italy. Well, the whole coast. We're doing the whole coast of Italy.
So you're saying that you are driving the full length of the country, right to the very foot. You know, that's the boot, right? That is actually the boot of the of Italy. But you're currently in Naples, which isn't at the boot, and it's not even at the bottom. And that you're saying that you're leaving the country next, right? After this, you're leaving the country now, which doesn't equate to exactly what you're telling us. But you're also saying that you're driving the full length of the coast. You're going up, down the left hand side, right up the right hand side. So let's take a quick gander at what you have done so far. So as we can see, they have driven, well, all the way from Switzerland, which is up above. They drove all the way down and landed in Florence, which is where that little red mark is. Florence, right? That's not on the coast, by the way. They then went across to Pisa, which is pretty much on the coast, I guess. And then from Pisa, they went down to Sardinia, which is over the little water bit, right? And they spent some days there on the beach. And then they came back across. They went to Vatican City and to Rome, neither of which are on the coast, by the way. And then they drove down to Naples, which is, I guess, on the coast, but it's that's where they've landed. So basically, none of what they said was going to happen has really happened. They haven't done anything, and they're already leaving the country, right? Yes, they may have been in Italy for X amount of days, longer than any other place that they're going to go to see, but they're not doing. There's so much more. There's Milan there. There's Turin. They've never been to Turin. There's Genoa. There's lots of different places in Italy. Sorry, there's loads. There's loads more to visit that they've not even touched upon, not even come close to touching upon. The question is, where are they going next? Because they say that they're leaving the country. However, I was under the impression that they were going to meet some friends.
We don't want to stay, basically we don't want to stay in Sardinia for too many more days. Not that we don't like it here, I've loved it. It's been one of my highlights of the trip actually. I've absolutely loved Sardinia, and I would never leave these beaches if I didn't have to, but we can't just vlog on beaches every single day. And there's so many other things we want to do on this trip, and we've got friends coming to Italy, and if we don't leave very soon we're going to miss them, because they're only in Italy for like 5 days.
So I would question then why this is like the last day in Italy, or the last morning in Italy, and then you're fucking off to another country. Question is, where is next for them? Because they claimed that they're going to be driving up the East Coast. Now, if this is the last morning in Italy, is no way they're driving the entire East Coast in one day, or the rest of the day, no chance. So they're leaving Italy. Where are they going? So my suggestion is, it's going to go over the little water bit there, and there's a whole number of countries it could go to. There's Bosnia, there's Serbia, there's Kosovo is one of them, Macedonia, Albania, all manner of places that they could just take a little gander, I think they should anyway. But I have another suggestion, in actual fact, which is even better than this. In fact, I reckon this is exactly what they're going to do. Okay? Hold me to it if you wish, but this, I reckon, is actually what they're going to do. I reckon they're heading off directly to home. That's right, back to Dubai, where they actually live, right? So they're going to drive all the way through such lovely countries as Turkey, Syria, Iraq, Kuwait, and all sorts, right, to arrive home at their destination, which is in Dubai. Yeah, that's exactly what I think they're going to be doing. Or they could take the scenic route and the alternate route, and that is to head directly through Lebanon, because it would be rude not to at this stage, wouldn't it? Never mind the conflicts that are over there in Lebanon at the moment. It doesn't matter, does it? So much going on with the Inghams at the moment. They claim that they're going one way, and then it seems, to all intents and purposes, like they are fleeing Italy right now, because they said they were going to do something and they're just not. Basically, they're leaving Italy. Maybe it's the mafia, I don't know. Maybe it's a threat of the mafia coming in for them, who knows.
These fools don't want to stop. But we'll talk about our future plans shortly. Alright guys, but we're kicking off today by visiting the ancient ruins of Pompeii. Campsite. Ruins literally across the way. Sorry?
This woman's going to get her co-workers to get her to come and have a look at our family size.
I'm sorry, what? The Italians there are so in awe of the amount of people in your family that they're going to get their friends to come over and have a look at you. Sarah, do you not think that's a little bit weird, a bit strange? Because at the end of the day, you're only a family of 8, right? You've only got 6 kids. Yes, that's a lot of kids, but it's not by any means a lot of kids, right? It's not like Radford standard kids. It's not a huge amount of kids. In Italy, they have families with that amount of kids. I'm sure of it. I'm certain of it. So I don't see why that would be such a huge deal for them. It sounds like they're trying to... I don't know.
Thank you.
Everyone's favourite line here is, there must be no TVs at your house. I'm like... No, mate.
Oh, Chris, you sound proud. Are they making you feel like the top G that you are, you know? You went right for Sarah's G spot and then got the amount of kids. It feels like that you think that you are, you know, a massive stud because you've managed to knock up Sarah 5 times, you know, but Jesus.
Oh,
She's giving presents because we're such
that's so nice, guys.
So it's a little bit hard to look because kids are drawing too much attention. Everyone is literally obsessed with
Throwing free gifts and everything.
That's so kind. That first lady was so kind. She was so lovely.
The words are kind of failing me at the moment. So basically, Sarah thinks that her and her brood are like hugely popular, and they're being fawned over because they've got such a large family, and they're such a nice family, and all the Italians are like, oh my God, look at a family of 6 to 8, right? They got so many children, we need to give them free shit, right? And they're not doing it out of the goodness of their heart. It's a marketplace. They're probably, most likely, trying to give you free stuff in order to get you to buy other things, which is how you're being conned. Maybe that's the title of the video. Inghams were conned, or whatever it was.
But then we moved on to the next one, and what were they saying about Aurora? She's what?
A masterpiece.
A masterpiece.
Yeah, masterpiece.
Masterpiece. Everything you want here free. Obviously not actually. Yeah.
The best part here is that Sarah is completely oblivious to what is actually going on. I mean, she's acting like the Italians there are singling them out and their kids out as being this unique, like, you know, amazing specimens that they are, when in actual fact they're probably doing this to all people that are attending, and it's like a sales technique to try and get you to come in and buy from them. You know, this, you know, it's called making the customers feel good and hoping that they buy shit from you, basically.
Is it?
I thought you had. Oh no, it's there. No, it's there. Anyway, they're super lovely. They are so lovely. But yeah, the little ones just create so much attention. It's so sweet. Oh, and they were saying, you have done such a good job. Such a good job. So lovely.
Again, Sarah, I'd have to say though, how much did you actually spend at their market stalls, you know, to compensate for the fact that they've called your family lovely, right?
Anyway, I love little markets like this when we come on holidays. It's so nice and cool to support like the local people. And
earrings.
Yeah, some new earrings, Isla.
Right now.
Yeah.
I didn't have piercings for a while, but
Yeah.
I got these ones and I managed to, you know, just get it through.
Very pretty.
So I haven't bought any earrings in a while, so I need some new ones.
I woke up this morning. You can't really tell now.
Yeah.
You can't really tell.
The mosquito
But
bit me on my eye.
yeah,
Made it swollen.
this eye here was like that.
Yeah.
It was massive. In fact, let me see if you can turn to the side. You can still, it's still a little bit swollen.
Yeah, but it's not that.
But it's not as bad as it was, thankfully, this morning. Yeah, still looking absolutely beautiful, and you cannot notice it at all now. She was not happy this morning when she woke up with an eye like that. But yeah, you can't notice it. But yeah, some earrings is a good idea. What are you guys looking at? Looking for anything in particular?
I'm just browsing.
Do you want to browse? It's the best thing about markets like this. You get so many unique, random.
Yeah, they go.
Well, I don't know if it's unique actually. And if they're unique, they're pretty much the same as you get everywhere.
Like,
But
like,
it is, yeah. But it's still cool. Still cool to look at.
Obsession with these market stalls and these.
I'm going to be filming trying street Italian food for TikTok.
Babe, you're catching loads of inappropriate stuff in the backdrop here, man. What's the obsession?
It's literally everywhere.
Okay, so I have a question then. If you're going to be filming a eating street Italian food for TikTok, are you going to be filming the TikTok whilst you're eating the food on the street? Because at what point are you going to be able to film you eating it if you're spending the entire day out? See what I'm saying?
I don't get it.
There's just wood everywhere. Film it.
Babe, sake, for God's sake. Right, I'm gonna go in here. Hold Aurora for a second. Don't touch, guys, okay? Don't touch. Whoa, those are cool, aren't they? Massive volcano.
One of these and open it and then it'll be like,
Whoa, have like, oh, different shade inside.
I'm guessing.
Oh my God, maybe.
These are really cool.
They are, aren't they? What a little cool memoir of being in Pompeii. Really cool indeed. So the campsite we're staying at, for anyone that's passing by and interested, or you've just stumbled across this vlog, welcome. We're a family of 8 travelling through Europe in our Sprinter van. We're currently in Pompeii in Italy. We're staying at the campsite called Fortuna, and yesterday we got...
You can only come if you like tuna. It's Fortuna.
You're so not funny.
Or
Yesterday
if you ever smell like tuna, maybe as well.
Stand back. No, can you just stop with the whole tuna? So, yesterday we went to Herculaneum. It was about, in total, about half an hour easy public transport to Herculaneum from the campsite. But Pompeii is literally over the road. So we've just walked out of our campsite, we've crossed the road and we're into this market, and then just on the other side of the market is Pompeii. So that is where we're heading, very slowly now.
He's 15 and then he was like, where are you from? I was like, from England. And then he said, I give you a discount. So I got it for 10.
Ah, Isabelle's just...
Oh, Isabelle, he must love you then. That means that he loves you. He wants to keep you, that guy, you know. Part of the mafia he is. Alternatively, what they actually do in these stores a lot of the time is they mark the price up, and then when you haggle it, it haggles it down to their actual price. It's a marketing ploy, but it works. Clever marketing, right, Chris?
I was all like, where's Isabelle gone? Where's Isabelle? She's obviously been...
And the other guy before then was like, princess, come with me and show you.
You spent 10 euros on a rock.
No, you
let's show.
really cool. These are the different ones. No, not these ones. And you open it, look, you open it and it's like, what are they called? Are they called Geolo? No. What are they called? Them things that you like open them and inside it's all like sparkly.
No idea.
I don't know, but I think it's one of those. There was like tiny ones and like bigger ones, so I got the biggest one.
I think that's cool.
I think that's all you made, to be honest.
Okay, so I have a problem with this, right? Okay, so the title of the video, as we know, is something like Isabelle got ripped off, right? Ripped off. I'm guessing that this is the moment that Isabelle got ripped off. Chris is heavily saying that Isabelle was ripped off. She spent 10 euros on a rock, basically, is what he's saying, and that he thinks that she got ripped off. However, she doesn't think that she got ripped off because that is the thing that she wanted to buy, right? She knew what it was that she was buying, and she liked it and wanted to pay 10 euros for it, so why not? If, according to Chris, it was not worth 10 euros, that's his opinion. So to say that she was ripped off for it is a bit misleading and actually quite insulting to both Isabelle and the person that sold it to her, because just because Chris doesn't understand what it is doesn't mean that she was ripped off for it.
I think it
gave me a discount.
It was probably always 10.
It was probably always...
No, it wasn't. It says 15.
Oh, look,
yeah.
There's an English girl. Oh yeah, 15 euros.
No, you got a good deal there, Izzy, and that's something nice to keep from here as well.
This is a good luck charm.
Oh, another one?
I think I just give everyone them, I'm guessing.
Did you not just get that from the other woman?
Yeah, they've got them in all the stores though.
Ah, so you've got 2 of them now?
I've got double good luck.
Yay!
Alright, well, we were going to the ruins of Pompeii. We still are.
What's this all about?
The shuff is going on here, man.
Why is it literally everything? There must be a reason behind it.
There's woods everywhere. Every single stall, there's something designed around a wood. Anyway, so she's diverted us up to the street, which is full of street food.
No, I was happy to eat
so she can try every single thing on here, blend all of our money away on a TikTok video.
And get it
nice
all
one.
back. Yeah,
I'll probably make it all back. Yeah, but the point is that I probably won't make it all back on the TikTok. But the point is that it's coming out of Chris. Thank you.
That's it.
Do you want anything out of you? The point is that I'll take it. I'm paying for it out of Chris's money, and the TikTok one is mine.
Right.
So it turns out that it was actually Chris the one that was ripped off in Pompeii, now wasn't it? Because Sarah, being as sneaky and clever as she actually is, she uses Chris's money to buy the things, and yet the money that she makes back will go directly to Sarah. So pure profit, right, Sarah? Chris, you're being ripped off, good and proper.
So what we're recommending, I mean, what we're rating, guys. What are we rating? Italian street food. Right, we just filmed our trying Italian street food. We tried 4 or 5 different things. No, 5, yeah. And they were absolutely, well, some of them were delicious. So if you want to see what they were, you can follow me on TikTok. Chris will pop up the name.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, right? I have seen, well, no, I haven't seen the video, but I've seen it posted, and I thought, I don't want to watch that. That's shit, right? That was my honest opinion. That is poor content. Nobody wants to watch that shit. Why would you want to watch a bunch of kids eating your Italian food? It just sounds shit. It sounds boring. I don't want to watch it. So I didn't watch it, Sarah. Sorry. Good luck to those who did want to watch it, because it was a bit boring. Sorry.
But the girls liked one of them so much that they just ran and bought their own.
Yeah, she had mac and cheese balls.
Well, Isabelle had bought one, Isla had bought one, and Esme was like, no, I need to go get one now as well. Mince? Oh. Oh, that's crazy. Is that good? Oh, you got the potato one, didn't you? The mash one? Oh, you don't like mash?
No, I still like this one.
Oh, you like it? Okay, fair enough. Right, we need to get into Pompeii, otherwise we're never going to get in there. You need the toilet. Come on then. You're literally so embarrassing. The guy was just like, oh god, go through. To be fair, they were like, I don't know if like Italians, like we've never experienced this in any other country. We have experienced it occasionally, but it's like everywhere we go here. Everywhere we go, they always ask. We've been asked at least 100 times. This family, these are your children. All of them, all 6.
And then I get a handshake.
Chris gets a handshake. We get high five.
So fuck's sake. I don't know. Oh my god. Okay, Chris getting a handshake. Oh, you're the man, Christopher. You're such a stud. Look at you, Sarah. You've done so well for yourself, Sarah. You've been knocked up 6 times. Chris, you've been amazing. Did you happen to mention when they were giving you your handshake that only 5 of those were yours? Did you like, or did you just take the compliments? Did you take the congratulations for making Isabelle as well? Did you?
They look me up and down, they're like, wow, compliment. Yeah, compliment. Mamma mia, complimento. Like, so beautiful. Wow. Basically.
Really? So the Italians, they're looking at Sarah and thinking, oh my god, what a beautiful woman. What? Oh, I can't believe it. Chris, you're so lucky to have such an amazing woman, and you've done so well for yourself, Sarah. You've knocked out 6 children, and you're such a beauty. Bonita. No. That just can't even.
That happens constantly. It's happened every single day. Okay? So it just happened then at the gates. Chris ran back to get a guide.
So you're saying that every single day you've been in Italy, you've had a bunch of people come up to you and say how amazing you are, how many kids you've had is so fantastic, how beautiful you are, Sarah, and how amazing of a stud you are, Chris. You think that that's the thing in Italy? Yeah, okay.
And where was my point? Oh yeah, so when Chris got back and they got their ticket and he was ticketing us through the gate, what did he say?
Big family, go!
Big family, go!
And then Chris went, arriba, andale, andale. And the guy was like, what are you doing? Chris was like, because this guy had a big, he had a lot of energy. This guy was like, big family, go! And then Chris was like, yeah, arriba, andale, andale. And we were all like, what?
Doesn't surprise me at all, obviously. Chris does think that, well, he doesn't know the various languages around the world, given that they've been in so many different countries, and they've been to France, been to Spain, been to Portugal, been to Italy so many times, and yet still does not have a basic grasp on any single language for any single country they've ever been to.
Anyway, we've just got into Pompeii. Ticket desk was not actually very busy, so you don't need to book online.
God, a cat survived.
Dad, you're so funny.
Oh my gosh, you're so embarrassing. If anybody's interested, it is exactly the same price as Herculaneum. Yesterday we paid €16 for me, Chris and Isabelle.
No, €18 for me, you, and Isabelle 16.
Oh, sorry. €18 for me and Chris, and €16 for Isabelle. There's like a price difference if all under 18s are free. 18 to 24 gets a €2 discount. Anybody over 24 is full price. So we just paid that. It's about just short of €60 to get into Pompeii, and the same yesterday in Herculaneum.
It was actually €60 with the guide.
Yeah, because we bought them. And when we say guide, we've bought like, we did this yesterday in Herculaneum because we didn't want to get like a personal guide, just because when you've got young children I just don't feel like it would be beneficial for us. I think I'd feel a lot of pressure if I had to like stop listening to listen to the kids, or if the kids were playing up, I don't know. I just wouldn't feel comfortable unless it was only like the older ones to get a walk-in personal guide. So we were going to get an audio guide, but you needed a, what was it, ID?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Basically need ID, like a driving license, passport, to get an audio guide. So yesterday Chris got a book guide, which I absolutely loved because I got to keep it, I got to take it home. It's like a souvenir, and it's full of facts that I'll be able to like research and look over again and again and again. And I actually read it in bed last night. It was so interesting because I didn't get a chance to properly read it yesterday. So we decided today we'd do the same. We'd buy the Pompeii version. So we bought the Pompeii version, and they are €6 for anybody that's interested. So really good price actually.
Yeah, so €60 in.
They're only a small book, but look, Isabelle's currently looking at ours.
Pages.
Really nice though. It's really scary.
That's like.
What is that?
The people or the statues? I don't know. It looks like a person.
Oh yeah, it does. I'm not sure, but yeah, they're really nice guides. Best thing about having a big sister, shoulder carries, saves my shoulders. You big girl, Mina, you are the biggest one in the family.
Yeah.
Yes, cool dude.
I fell over and this thing was saved my life, but it snapped.
Well, at least it saved your life, hey?
Yeah.
Really cool, dude.
I can throw this bit away. I think I should throw it away because...
Make sure you throw it into the sides then where you got it from, and not into the path.
Alright.
Good boy. Finally. I think we're finally here.
Wow.
Ooh, oh my gosh, there's an amphitheater here. I didn't even know that. Is that an amphitheater? It is, isn't it? Amphitheater up there? I think it is anyway. I have to go over and have a look. Oh, we're straight in. Brilliant. Let's walk this way, Izzy. Sorry, Isla.
That's the volcano, right?
You're right, that is the volcano. Let's have a look. There we go. Mount Vesuvius.
Imagine seeing that.
Can you imagine, Isla?
All the red pouring down, and then it says all the
ash.
Yeah, and ash got thrown into the air at something kilometres. I wrote it down somewhere.
You wrote all your facts down?
Yeah.
Isla's loved researching this, haven't you, Isla?
Yeah, we get it up now. I want to say how far
Isla's absolutely loved researching all about Pompeii and Herculaneum. Probably the most out of all of them. Actually, Isabelle loved yesterday. Isabelle was enthused about it, but not until yesterday.
Yeah.
Not as much, sorry, until yesterday. And then yesterday, walking around Herculaneum, she loved it. She was in her absolute element. She wanted to look at everything and go into everything and research everything about it and read the whole book.
Oh, cool.
But Isla was already enthused.
Yeah.
So.
Try to guess how many kilometres it went into the air, like the
Flume of dust.
like molten rock and hot ash, basically. Guess how high that went into the air.
What we're saying?
In kilometres.
A kilometre is just less than a mile. So a mile's long. So I'm going to say 2. But I don't know because that's a long in the air.
Is this 22?
No.
Do you not think that's possible?
No, surely not.
22?
you want to say?
The lava flowed down that mountain at 62 miles per hour, but could have gone up to 430.
That is insanely fast. Even just 62 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Is so fast at something coming towards you. Especially at this view now. We'll insert a shot now because Chris is just taking one on my phone. Can't get it as good on the camera.
Yeah.
So you can actually see the volcano right there.
Yeah.
It's really striking actually as you walk through.
If you're like here in them times and you're just playing outside, then all of a sudden you hear this big bang off and all this rock is flying into the air.
Yeah, but not only is the rock flying into the air fast, but it's flying up 20 miles almost.
Yeah. And 1.5 million tons per second.
Of rock, because if you look into a volcano, it's just all rock. You can't see anything.
You can't see
the lava's just underneath.
Yeah.
So all of that rock gets blasted into the air.
Yeah.
In how many did you just say?
1.5 million tons per second.
Per second, yeah. So within seconds of it erupting, because that's coming down just as fast, you know. So within seconds of that blasting, you've got, I mean, nothing's surviving in the close proximity.
A million asteroids like
All just whacking down onto the town. Oh my gosh, it was so scary. And back in those days as well, no warning, no TVs,
no warning.
no radios, no nothing.
They could have known.
There was no possible way they would have known back then. So it would literally have just been chilling one day and then a massive bang the next. Oh my gosh, so scary. Chris just actually made a really good point. So I was saying there was no like TVs or radios back then, so they won't have known like it was going to happen. But actually, Chris just pointed out that they probably didn't even know it was a volcano, like because it like erupted so rarely, and there was no like news of volcanoes in other countries or other places. They probably didn't even know it was a volcano, so they wouldn't have even. No, they probably wouldn't have done that. Why would they have?
Gangster Granny over there's got a D7X Mark III.
I'm
What's
jealous. Give me that camera.
Yeah, they probably didn't even know it was a volcano, so they would have just been chilling, then just been wondering like what on earth is going on. The world's ending. Probably would have just thought that. It's terrifying.
Taylor Swift performed back then.
It's definitely not where Taylor Swift performed, I swear. But this is really cool. Oh, we should have gone around that side there. We've got a better view. Yeah, let's go around. I thought it was literally just round the other side, but everyone's dragging me the wrong way for definite. I think they're going the long way around to get around the actual other side. I was just going to go to the other side there, but we'll show you guys that when we get there, basically. Okay, it's okay. We're good. This one's massive. Looks like there's a few amphitheater type things, all in close proximity. So this one looks massive. Oh, I like this. This is what was missing yesterday at Pompeii. These, oh, I love this. This is really cool. So it shows a virtual graphic rendering of what it could have looked like back then. That is so cool. And then if anyone's interested in reading, I'll just put this here and you can pause it. If you guys didn't read that, this was basically one of the first buildings unearthed. In one of the first ones that was discovered, and it was built in the 2nd century. Built in the 2nd century.
Did you explain that this entire village that we're walking around right now, town, was buried under tons and tons of ash? So it wasn't discovered until recent times, like a couple of hundred years ago was when it was discovered. Yeah. So it was laid underneath the ground for a couple of thousand years almost. Before it was actually discovered, and then they've slowly been digging it out ever since. That's what the point of Pompeii and Herculaneum is. They were buried under volcanic ash and mud for thousands of years.
The volcano Vesuvius that is still an active volcano to this day. Last erupted in 1944, I think we read yesterday. But it is still an active volcano. Obviously now we know more about volcanoes and their activity, so if it was like under threat or... Sorry guys, Chris didn't enter the memory card last night, so the camera just cut off. Naughty man. But we will argue definitely about that later. But yeah, because we know more about volcanoes now and the activity, then we'd know if eruption was imminent. Whereas back then, obviously, they didn't. But yeah, how cool was that looking? So you just had a look at how the amphitheater looks back in the day. But right now we're about to walk out and see what it looks like today.
I just watched the years.
Wow, Esme! That's so cool. Can you imagine the shows that were here? Can you imagine the people that have sat in these seats? It's massive. The seats are not quite as comfortable as what we're used to nowadays, are they? Can you imagine sitting for 3 hours watching a show on that?
You imagine all the people piling out of here after the shows, down these tunnels. All of them talking about whatever they've just seen.
It'd be so cool.
Oh, back to the houses.
Also, I wish I'd have filmed Jason's reaction walking in, because when we finished looking the first time, we just had a look around it just then. I was like, where's Jason, Isabelle? So I realised they were still sat through there. I was like, are you not coming to look? And Isabelle went, oh, I've already been, so she must have come through when we were vlogging. But I was like, has Jace seen? Because she was reading Jace the book of all the facts. And Jace was like, oh no, I've not seen. So I was like, come through and have a look with me. And he walked through and he was just so like, oh, wow. And I was like, this is where they used to have shows and this is the stage. And he's just so interested. And his face was like, he's just lit up, do you know? Like he's just actually looking at it like, whoa, this is massive, this is so cool.
I imagine them having like town meetings here, you know, like the leader of the town or whatever. Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Can you imagine sat there for 3 hours watching a show? So these here were shops. The shop would be out front here, and then in the big arches on the back there they'd hold stock. And a couple of facts that I just learnt from a guide that very kindly just told me. Interestingly enough, because I said the houses look so small, I don't know if it's just because they're ruins or what, but they just look so tiny. And they were saying that most houses here didn't have a kitchen for a start, unless you were extremely rich. They didn't have kitchens. It wasn't like standard, I guess, to have a kitchen in your home, because most people would just eating was never like a big thing. It was never like a cook a family meal, all sit down. There's a lot of the communal pots. I'll show you what I mean. These here, basically they had like fast foods, like some places had wine in them, like vegetables, fish, rice dishes would be in these, and most people around here would just grab something from one of these, and that's what they'd eat. So obviously some houses will have had kitchens. I'm not saying no houses had kitchens, but just a lot didn't have a kitchen. They'd just grab food from places like that. They also didn't have bathrooms in their house, and they'd either use like a communal bathroom to use the toilet and things, or they would use a pan or bucket or vase, as the lady called it, throughout the night. And then on a morning a horse and carriage would come round and collect all of the vases and dispose of them, or dispose of the contents of them, I guess. And there was very, very little waste or litter, because obviously plastic and things like that were not, packaging and things like that were not a thing back then. So it wasn't like, there wasn't a lot of waste basically. It was just like, I guess like leftover food and things, which they'd reuse on, what was she saying, they'd reuse it on farmland, she was saying. So there's very little need for dustbin men type thing. Yeah, these are homes. Oh. These are homes. Like, look how small they are. I don't know if this one's a home, actually, because we're right next to the shops, so possibly this one was a shop.
Yeah. Gonna do some trailers.
Mila's making me nervous on these cobbles.
Especially me and I look at too.
Woo! Yeah? Is JC going too fast? I'll let you win. You're welcome. This is a house, and a few really interesting facts. Yeah, somebody very rich, a very high-ranking resident of Pompeii. So this here was actually where they bathed. This is a well here, and how they filled up the bath. And this here is a drainage point, and the water, the dirty water, after they'd bathed in it, would basically drain right out into the street and basically serve to clean the street at the same time as washing away. That's why you can see so many hills, because the water would just basically drain down. These two here are bedrooms, and the reason they're pitch black, it's very typical of this era to have very small, very dark bedrooms, because the purpose of a bedroom is to nothing else but sleep. So there's no need for light, so typically they wouldn't have windows in them. They were just very small, concrete, dark rooms. There's two here, typically one for the husband, one for the wife. Don't ask about children, I'm not sure about that. But then here is a place of worship where they would worship, and then some steps leading to upstairs, and upstairs is where the servants would sleep. And the reason the servants slept upstairs instead of downstairs was for a couple of reasons, but one of them being safety. Theft and things was very it was not rife, but it was a common occurrence back then. But also in case of like fire and things like that, like the owners of the house were the first out. If by chance the servants couldn't get out, it would be a case of, oh well, they're just servants, we can buy more, which is horrendous. I know, it's awful, that, isn't it? But that was their kind of way of thinking. So servants were upstairs because they were less likely to get out in case of fire, any other type of emergency, whereas the owners of the house would literally be straight out of the door. And then to this side is this room here, and this was a dining room. Sorry, I thought the lady was talking to me, she wasn't. And then this side is a dining room. So dining rooms worked slightly different to what we do.
It's been wrecked, but...
Oh my gosh, yeah, you can. So dining rooms were slightly different. Back then you didn't have like a dining table and chairs like we would have. Basically they'd just put like mattresses or beds on the floor. And they sit on the floor and have the banquet like in the middle. So the beds or mattresses would go kind of round the room like this, and then the banquet would be in the middle. Yeah, it looks like a gorgeous house actually, doesn't it?
It's all really like... I mean, it would have been very damaged then, but I'm saying like, obviously people have touched it now, so the paint and all that things have rubbed off. Yeah. So I would have loved when they first found this and discovered it.
I bet it wouldn't have been that much different.
I don't think it would have, but I think it would have been like...
Do you reckon? It wasn't...
No, definitely.
Yeah, do you reckon?
I think, obviously not all the chipping and all that stuff, but
yeah.
I don't think it would have been as
worn
off.
Yeah.
Like
it definitely will have worn over the years. But I would have liked to have seen it back then when they were living in it. Like, can you imagine it? Like, it's so random. It's so different, the houses, to what we're used to. Like, how random is that?
Maybe you'd have an open plan kitchen instead of an open plan bathroom.
Yeah.
Or like...
Sorry guys, I just stopped because Isla's got a very bad tickle in her throat.
Anyways, right.
Okay, so what was he saying, Isla?
Okay, so like now it would be like maybe you'd have like maybe an open plan kitchen like we do, and obviously you'd have a like maybe that would be a bathroom instead of having a bath in the middle.
Yeah, it's so random. So random, like that's where they'd get washed.
Yeah.
So cool and different and strange.
I like how they use beds for tables, like.
Yeah.
It's weird, it's cool though.
Yeah. I'll take beds for seats, not for tables, for seats and things. Yeah, it's really cool. So this is a rich person's, or a wealthy, at least, person's living room. And the framing work that you can see on the floor here is typically a bed, what would be called a bed. But it's what would have thick cushions on the top, and this is where they'd sit to eat. And either in the middle here they'd have a table with their food on, or more than likely the servants would just bring them their food. But this is where they'd sit to eat, and this is all original. How cool is that? Sorry, but that is absolutely crazy. Can you imagine, Izzy, the people that have sat there and eaten? It's so crazy.
I can't believe how preserved that is.
Yeah, it's really well preserved, but I guess it's because it's inside, maybe.
Yeah, a lot of, yeah.
Yeah, it might have been protected from...
Do you think a lot of people say that Pompeii is not as good because it's not as preserved, but
I disagree.
I think the
paintings and everything
I've seen more here already.
Same.
But I guess it's as well, this is bigger, isn't it? Pompeii's bigger, but I've seen more like well preserved painting in Pompeii.
I was just saying to Dad, I don't know why people say Herculaneum are much better.
Yeah.
Because I found this really interesting. I mean, I found yesterday interesting as well. But
yesterday was good, but it's like, they're both the same.
Yeah, they're both the same. Yeah, they are. Let's be real, they're both the same. I can't choose one that's better than the other.
No.
But this is bigger, so you see more.
And I guess maybe the thing might think the other one's better because it has wealthier houses. So it has like a lot of those really, you know, like all the tiles are hitting with
the mosaics on the floor and
things like that. So
I don't know. I've seen loads. Like, look at the mosaic there.
Yeah.
Like, look how well preserved this one is. It's actually crazy. Like, look at the walls. Look at the actual walls. Look at the floor. Like this has got its own like really well preserved places. We were just reading some really cool facts, and the Mount Vesuvius was actually inactive for over 800 years before it erupted.
Yeah, and on the day of the eruption, the town of Pompeii and Herculaneum basically fell asleep for 1,600 years before it was discovered underground. Before it was dug out, so this whole city was underground.
So it's like it was about for that long.
Yeah, so loaves of bread remained in ovens, pots where stuff was cooking were still on stoves.
Oh my
Money
gosh.
remained in safes for over 1,600 years.
They have, I've seen a picture online, they have a loaf of bread preserved.
Yeah, a loaf of bread preserved. Look how, like, I'm sorry, but this is really well.
And the camera picks it up better now. I just like.
Drink.
I took a picture and I don't know.
Oh, your camera.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's really cool and really interesting. It feels kind of wrong to even be allowed to walk around this. Well, look at that big hole in the wall.
Yeah, I don't think that was.
No, that probably was not. No.
Because those are like the painting.
Yeah.
Like even like look at this. Like I think I don't want to touch. Oh no. I was gonna say that's probably engraved in, but I don't think it is. But I feel like back then they just had a lot of like this looks like an arrow, doesn't it? You can see it's got the feather at the end.
Yeah, all the tools and things that they would have
it's
used.
cool.
It is really cool.
And a lot of animals as well.
Okay, one of the last pieces of content we're going to film here. We just got to the castings and it's so sad. So I was just explaining this to the younger girls and I just thought I'd really very quickly explain it here, just in case anyone's wondering, because I think a few people think that these are bodies that like turn to stone, or I don't know, people just, some people, that man sat up, it's terrifying, his face, I know, it's so scary. Anyway, so just to really quickly explain how they got these body castings, and just let me say, there's so many children in here, it just literally breaks my heart. There's babies as young as Aurora, and the castings are so detailed. Basically, during the excavation of Pompeii, they came across pockets of air, shall we say. Whenever I say ash, in the ash, people automatically think, oh, ash, like dust. It wasn't like ash like that. Obviously, it was compressed over centuries, so it was like cement. It wasn't cement, but it was like a very hard substance. When they were excavating the city, they came across pockets of air in this ash, and in the pockets of hair, yeah, and in the pockets of hair they found bones. So the pockets of hair. In the pockets of air they found bones and things, so they discovered that what these pockets of air were where bodies had been where bodies remained, basically, where bodies had been frozen in time in these air pockets. And obviously over the years the bodies, the flesh had decayed, and the bones were left. So basically what they did were they used tools to find out where these pockets of air were, and whenever they found one they very carefully put in, I don't know what the actual substance is, but we're just going to call it cement right now, just to give you guys a reference on what I'm talking about. They like hardened clay. Yeah, like they pushed in liquid cement, basically, and then the cement obviously solidified, and then they very carefully carved around through the ash, carved around the cement, and then these are the moulds, basically, of what they found. I hope I explained that right. Did I explain that right? I probably didn't explain it right, but and then when they chipped away at the ash around the cement that had by now solidified, this is how we got the casts of these bodies. So no bodies are here. These are just castings, but like I say,
That because the ash that was around them would have, because it was hollow, it would have over time it would have just broken apart and cracked, and eventually we wouldn't have anything. So it was called like, I think his name was like something Fusilio or something. I don't know his Italian name. He's the one that like initiated doing this process though. Yeah. But it's so sad because there's a lot of like that.
There's a lot of really small babies and children. Like a little one. Oh, this one here, that's very, very, very small.
Yes, it's really sad.
Face down. It's just really sad.
And because a lot of them are face down.
Some of them have faces.
Yeah, but because a lot of them are face down, they don't have any facial
feature. Yeah.
Like that we can see. So
No.
it's like it's almost worse because it's like they don't have a face. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's really sad. That one over there.
There's one that has a face though. It's at the end.
Yeah, that one does kind of.
Looks like it's still got eyes.
Where's the other one? That him over there has a face. I'm not gonna be able to see it from here. Sorry, I had to come back down at the other end, but that is the only one that I can see from here that actually has a face, and that is so haunting and just terrifying. Done. We spent a good few hours there, three hours-ish, maybe even more, 3 to 4 hours, and I don't feel like that was enough time. We definitely didn't get a chance to see everything. Is that the entrance to the amphitheater? Oh, so cool. Should we go see it quickly? Yeah. This is what you call a, I was about to say grand entrance. I guess you could call it a grand entrance though. Woo! Can you imagine the people that have walked these floors, Isla? Seen these walls? It's crazy. I have no idea what it's going to look like on the other side. Let's go see. Whoa, that's massive. Whoa, this is so cool. Oh my gosh, have people actually played here? That's so crazy. Let's go into the actual amphitheater. That's what you call a big one, Jace. Yeah. Whoa, most of the seating on this one's been destroyed and it's mainly grass. Still massive though and really cool to see.
Yeah, and also...
Yeah?
Somebody fights here.
Fights?
Yeah.
Maybe back in the Roman times.
Yeah, so... And all the seats are around here.
Yeah.
And we go up to there.
Yeah. Who knows, Jace, maybe.
It is. There's a room, like in the corridor somewhere, where the gladiators were taken and stripped, and the officer wounds were attended to.
Ooh, so interesting. That was cool. Can't push the pram. Pompeii and Herculaneum are possible with a pram. Is it easy? No. But is it possible?
I mean, most people had like them bags that you carry the kids in, don't you?
Yeah, baby, like the one I've got on. I did just carry Aurora for a bit in it, but you can drink all the water, Jace. Yeah, I did just carry it, but it would have been, I think it's because of the heat. Like in the heat, it's just really difficult for me personally. I don't know what other people think. But just having it on me for like the whole time we've been here would have been quite difficult, I think. So I'm glad we had the pram and I'm glad we were able to make it possible.
Also,
Which is like
drinks and stuff on it as well.
Yeah,
so it's helpful.
yeah, and Dad's bags and stuff. Oh, well, there's loads of stuff on the pram at the minute. It's like a donkey. Which did you prefer, Isabelle?
I feel like if you had more time here,
Yeah.
to do it because it's so.
I've just fed Aurora and I'm all hung out. What the heck?
I think I really enjoyed today, but yesterday I feel like I completed it. Like,
Same.
do you know what I mean?
We definitely
I feel
haven't
like
completed today.
We haven't completed today, but I feel like you need 2 days here. Like it's
Oh,
so
yeah, it's so
big,
massive.
it's massive.
No, I don't feel like you need 2 days if you're just a couple.
I mean, if you,
Or you're young,
or you're by yourself.
Or you're by yourself. We're a family. Obviously, we've got little ones. We can't just be running around. And obviously, we've got the pram, and we've got to go slower for the little ones walking. But I feel like if you were just a couple or a young peer person, okay, darling,
You get
or
here
young
whenever you
person coming
want,
around,
you can leave whenever you want, etc.
Yeah.
It's fine.
yeah. But I don't
we
feel like
need 2 days.
I don't feel like we'd need a week. But it's been fantastic. We've had a great time. Italy's been. It's had its ups and downs as Italy, hasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely has.
We'll do a
I
roundup of Italy.
feel like we should do a Q&A. Not now, but like in a bit.
Yeah.
We'll definitely do that.
Yeah, because there's bits of Italy that I've absolutely loved, but there's bits that I've really not liked.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe it'd be interesting to do that, but not today because this is going to be a really long vlog if we do that. But we're heading back to the van now, and we're leaving the campsite, and probably Italy.
And there we have it, another day down Another day, another dollar, another Ingham vlog, all done and dusted. I can't wait for the next installment of this exciting adventure. I'm looking forward to seeing where they're heading to next, to be honest. Is it going to be Greece, is my prediction, or is it going to be Bosnia or Herzegovina? They're both the same place these days, of course. Yugoslavia, the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. It's now called North Macedonia, of course. Oh, you know, they keep changing the names of these countries around the world, and I wonder if the Inghams will ever go. They went to Montenegro at that time, didn't they? They drove through Montenegro. The sights they must have seen, bloody hell. Could be off to Syria, of course. That's another option. You know, all these really lovely places that they have not yet visited. It's on their to-do list. I'm certain of it, right? And will they end up back in Dubai? That's the question. Of course, they do need to go back to the UK, or they said they were originally, so that Sarah could have her ideal Christmas and everything like that. So possibly not heading straight back to Dubai, although it could be a missed opportunity if they don't, because, you know, there's a path there straight to Dubai. Anyway, if you have appreciated this video, please give it a massive thumbs up, comment all of your thoughts about it down below, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Until next time, take care of yourselves, and bye bye.